Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. And it's no better way to do a first test drive of Snow Bunny, aka my G22 Civic, which is now all F-Series parts, than when it snows. So, if you guys have never seen a Yoast built video before, this is my 98 Civic I built specifically for winter driving. It has snow tires, has some lightweight wheels on it with some good Goodyear tires on it. It is a F22 A6 bottom end. It is a F20B cylinder head. It has a set of pistons and rods in it. And I specifically built this car to drive around in the winter because it was cheap, reliable-ish, and there's only one thing I haven't done, which is switch it back to pump gas. This thing is still on E85. So we're going to see how long it takes for it to start. It is 16 degrees today. All right, guys. Fuel pump prime. Let me shut the heater off. Wideband says heat. This car I had to replace the starter solenoid because the wiring would not activate the starter anymore. So, oh, first try didn't start. Oh, second try didn't start. Seventh time. There she goes. Alright guys, welcome inside Snow Bunny. I really haven't made a video on this car in a long time since I literally tuned it on the E85 and made 230 horsepower. Get some momentum going to get out the driveway. Like it's nothing. Snow tires for the win. Alright guys, so welcome inside. Like I said, if you've never seen this video on this or a video on my channel before, this is my 98 Civic. This is a G22 Frankenstein hybrid motor. So it's basically a single cam F22 bottom end with a F20B H22 or H23 dual cam VTEC head. This car made 227 wheel horsepower on the dyno with the H22 cylinder head with flat face valves. It now has a F20B cylinder head. It has stock valves, no port work at all, but the head is cut a little bit more. So the old head should have 12.3 to 1 compression. This head should have somewhere in the 13s. I have not retuned the car, so this is still on the old tune. So it actually still drives pretty decent. A thing that I found since I put it back together is I do need to replace the shifter cables. You guys follow along with the build at all, you guys have seen that I've always had issues with the shifter in this car. Even when it had the stock H in it and there was literally no reason for the shifter to act funny, I had one of those eBay billet shifters and it broke and it never shifted right. I could never get fifth gear. When I could get fifth gear, reverse didn't want to go in, and then once I could get it where I had fifth and reverse good, it didn't want to go into first and second. So this is a stock 5th gen plastic prelude shifter, and I believe the cables actually match the prelude shifter, but they're either getting stretched from me banging gears or they're just slap worn out because I've replaced the bushings in them and they still do not shift good. As you can see, I have to fight the shifter, and I'm a decently strong person. There's no reason for me to be fighting the shifter for it to go into gear. Another question I get a ton of is about the motor mounts. Everyone that seems to swap H's and EKs has issues with their motor mounts. For some reason, I don't know if it's Hasport or just all the companies that make these mounts, they do not fit correctly. I literally made it, I don't know how well I pointed out in the video before, but you have to drill out the holes in the mounts and enlarge them a little bit to get them to properly fit in the car. Now, where the rear T-bracket bolts to your back motor mount, my hole was off by like 4 to 6 inches. Like, it was way off in the bracket. So I had to drill a complete new hole through the car and lower the motor back down to where I felt was good so that the axle is actually going to hit the K-member. So once I did all that, it kind of fixed the alignment and the geometry of the motor in the car. Then I haven't had any issues since then. But before that, when I first put the motor mounts in it and I tried to just set it up how they had it, I could only get one transmission bolt in, and the rear motor mount would not line up no matter what I did. I had to have the motor tilted like some crazy angle up, kind of like how an H to B tilts the motor, but this is a full, you know, H series motor if you think about it. But for some reason, it had it super tilted up while the axles were almost hitting the K-member, like you couldn't even turn the wheel. So if you swap an H on one of these, just be prepared to modify your motor mounts a little bit. Like I said, I bought the nice kit. I bought the Hasport kit with like the, I think, 92 mounts. So if you hear a little bit of vibration, that's why. But it still didn't fit 100% correctly. Alright boys, so as you see, this is my favorite spot to go to when I'm just out here trying to be one with nature, or not feeling too good, feeling down or something like that. I come out here, and this is actually the overlook that looks over our state park. I live in that mountain over there on the other side of that mountain. So the river runs all the way through the mountain up here, all the way down, and then there's a little right there where you see that snow, basically all the snow on the ground. That is actually the lake, and there's a beach down there, and there's a like a waterfall and stuff. I'll show you in a little bit. But as you've seen, Snow Bunny has no issues. She climbs up through the mountains. She does what she's supposed to do. Like I said, I purposely built this car just to drive around in the winter and have fun with, and she does exactly what she was built for and has no issues. The Goodyear snow tires, the Rev 9 coilovers, the H22, G22. The LSD transmission helps a ton in the snow. You get both front tires spinning. You have absolutely no issues. And you can even see the tires work so well, like the snow doesn't even stick in the tread or anything like that. But I'm gonna shoot some pictures. If you go on my Yost Built Facebook page, I'll throw up some pictures when I came out here and did this video, and I'll make it down to the beach down there, the dam and the waterfall, so I can show you that. Like I said, it is extremely cold, so if my hand's real shaky with the camera, that is why. I don't even have any gloves on like I should. Whew, so beautiful out here. Alright guys, so I didn't bring any gloves. My hands are freezing. It is definitely probably one of the colder days for us right now. But I just wanted to show you our wonderful park while we're test driving Snow Bunny. As you see, climbs through the snow, no problem. Climbs up the mountain road, no problem. Still runs great, still runs phenomenal. So the biggest thing is, I was driving to the gym and I felt the car have like a little hiccup. And I was like, oh, okay, nothing normal, or nothing out of the normal. Maybe, you know, it's just the cold or something like that. And that's when the timing belt came off. It did bend all 8 exhaust valves. The cylinder head I stuck on there, like I said, was my stock F20B head from like 10 years ago. That was the original F20B head I built my first G22 with. I do have the Pro 1 cams on the stock head. I know everyone that knows anything about Pro 1 cams is going to yell at me for using Pro 1 cams on a stock cylinder head. I ran that setup with Pro 1 cams forever and just didn't rev it past 8200, and this cylinder head has never had a problem with Pro 1 cams with the factory dual springs and retainers with Pro 1 Skunk 2 cams. So it's going to stay like that. I'm going to turn down the rev limiter. I'm going to throw this car back on the dyno. Right now the spirit's on the dyno. I need to finish up the exhaust on it. It had a huge exhaust leak in the flex tube part, so I want to delete that and fix that before we get that car tuned. And then if you follow the Yoast Built Facebook page, you will see that I pushed the E85 Civic inside. Right before it snowed, I pushed it inside. I'm going to get to work on that. I've been focusing a lot on just taking time to myself. If you guys, follow along with everything that's been going on recently. So I've been hitting the gym a lot and just focusing on myself. But I still want to put out content for you guys. I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. I do plan on getting at least the Turbo Civic and the Integra JDM front done, K-Series turbo done, the Accord Type R K-Series swap done, and then my Integra with a K24 swap. I'm going to get all of them done this year. My goal for 2022 is to finish all 6 of my Hondas. I want you guys to kind of hold me to that. If you see me slacking, go in the comment section, blow it up, ask me why I haven't been working on my Hondas. My goal is to get all 6 of them running. I have all the Turbo Dodges running. Everything should be running 2022. So if I'm slacking, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. It's going to be a lot of talking and driving at this point. I just try to bring you guys along with what I'm doing day to day. And as always, thank you for subscribing to Yoast Built. Thank you for watching another video, and you guys are the greatest.